Hey guys, so I'm here with my book haul / in my mailbox for what will probably be my October book haul. I have ordered some things that I want to read in October that aren't currently here yet, so I might read them in October, but you might not see them until next month. I'm not sure yet. I always plan to try and do 2 book hauls a month, but it literally never works out that way with filming. Literally never works. But I have a really great book haul for you this time. I think I have 22 books to show you. I am actually coming down with a cold. My brother has given me his germs. I don't feel particularly great. I have like toothache and like I've got a blocked nose, and I'm just getting really headachy, and I can feel my throat wanting to close. So if I drink during this video, that is why. This is iced coffee. It's delicious. I don't normally drink during videos, but my throat is so sore that I might actually end up needing to take a drink during this video. Okay, let's put that in reach. So as always, I'll start with the books that I've been very kindly sent for review. The first book is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. That came out last month. As soon as this arrived, I started reading it. As you can see, it's got some flair to it. It took me a little while to read, but I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting this to show up for review. It was a complete surprise because I actually pre-ordered the US hardback because I have all the US hardback editions. You might not be able to see them, they are down here. So yeah, I pre-ordered this, so I wasn't expecting this to show up at all, but yeah, so that, and it's a fantastic series if you haven't already checked it out. And then from Pyatkas, I have The Moment of Letting Go by J.A. Redmersky, which I believe is a new adult novel. I read J.A. Redmersky's The Edge of Never, and I know it's quite a popular book, but it wasn't one of my favourites. But I will still give this one a go, but I wasn't a huge fan of The Edge of Never. And this one came out on the 3rd of September. So there's that one. Then from Walker Books, I have The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. This came out on the 27th of August. I haven't read this yet, but I've never read a Patrick Ness book, but I've heard amazing things about him, so I'll definitely be checking this one out. The print is actually quite spaced out in this. The text is quite large and it's quite gappy, but yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out that one. Then from Headline, I have The Prince and I by Karen Hawkins. I've actually already read this. I read it on my Kindle, and then this one showed up. I really loved this book, and I loved the book before it, The Prince Who Loved Me. They're really great historical Regency romances and retellings, or sort of reimaginings of fairy tales. This was a retelling of Robin Hood, and the first one was a retelling of Cinderella. But yeah, they're really cute and love them. Then from Puffin, I was sent a really beautiful arc. I don't know if you can see that there, of the Blackthorn Key. This was unsolicited. I didn't request this one. I didn't request a couple of these actually, but this one stands out in my mind because it arrived and I was like, what on earth is this? I had no idea what this was. Yeah, it's a middle grade book, and when is this one actually out? This one came out on the 8th of September. I think I prefer the ARC edition of this, and I think it's about sort of alchemy and mysteries, and it actually came a couple of days before this arrived. A sort of brown envelope arrived. It says "Tell No One," and it had a code in it that you had to try and crack. And then a couple of days later we got the book, and it sounds really good. So I might read this soon. Then another one from Pyatkas actually. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting this at all, and that's The Shadows by J.R. Ward. This is the paperback. I think the hardback came out in March this year, and I think this is it book 11 or book 12? I can't remember. I literally can't remember. In the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which I really enjoyed. I wasn't really looking forward to this one very much. The previous one, The King, was amazing, and I'm looking forward to the next one that's coming out, which is The Beast. But yeah, I still have this one. So that one, the paperback is actually out on the 6th of October, so by the time you see this, it'll be out. And then from particular books, I can't remember what publisher this is an imprint of. I think it's Penguin Random House. I have Chasers of the Light, and it's poems from the Typewriter series, which is by Tyler Knott Gregson. And it looks like this is a little turtleback. And he's the author, as it says, of the Typewriter series. I'm not a huge reader of poetry, but this intrigued me. The author came across, I think it was in some sort of charity shop or something like that. And he came across a vintage typewriter, and he purchased it, and all his sort of poems have been typed using this typewriter, and they're all they're typed on scraps of paper or bits of newspaper, so they all look like this. He's just typed them onto basically different things, and I'm just really intrigued by this, and I'm looking forward to checking that out. And it came out on the 8th of October. I'm trying to not branch out exactly, but just try other things, not write things off just because it's not something that I would normally go for, and I was actually really intrigued by that one. So yeah, I didn't want to write it off. I think I'm going to enjoy it. The next book that I received for review was from Headline, and it's The Sea Between Us by Amelia Hall. Love this cover. Really love. I'm just drawn to it. I can't exactly pinpoint why. I don't know if it's because of the beautiful sort of pinks and orange tones. I don't know. Sort of bronze. I just love it. And I can't pin down exactly what this is about, but I am really drawn to it, and I want to read it soon. It came out. When did it come out? The 27th of August. And I think it's set in Cornwall, and this girl called Robin is drowning, and she's saved by a local boy called Jago. And it says it's a moment that will change both of them forever. Over the next 7 years, Robin and Jago's past lead them in different directions, but can they find their way back to each other? I can't say why, but something about it is just calling my name. Love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And then the last book that I received for review was from Walker, and it's The Hired Girl by Laura Amy Schlitz. I'm intrigued by this one because the cover is very Jane Eyre, like this, and it says, with the charm of Little Women, which I haven't read but I know about, it's on mine to be read, and the wit of Anne of Green Gables, one of my all-time favourite classic books, and it's described as a modern classic. So it just seems like it would be very me. And it's not really got a synopsis on the back, but immediately I'm drawn to the protagonist. It says, I have been through so many emotions today, such terrors and sorrows, such mounting hopes, such exquisite sensations of relief. I'm proud of myself because I haven't been a coward, not one bit. My heart is racing even as I write, but I plan to go on as bravely as a heroine in a novel. She sounds very much like Anne from Anne of Green Gables, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this, and I hope to pick that one up soon. I know I say that all the time, but I really do want to read that one soon. Okay, on to the books that I have purchased. First of all, let's start with these. I got it into my head that I really wanted to own Samantha Young's On Dublin Street series. I love her book Hero, which actually Charlie very kindly bought me for my birthday, the physical copy. And I had her books on my Kindle, not all of them, but a lot of them. And I had some sort of ARC galley editions of some other books in the series, so I just decided that I wanted to own all of them in physical copy. So here we go. I tried to find them sort of as good a deal as possible. So I sort of bought them from sellers, new on sellers and things like that. I just tried to find them for the cheapest that I could. So the first one is on Dublin Street. Really, really loved this one. I read this earlier this year on my Kindle. Absolutely, really, really, really love this one. I sort of read them all out of order. I haven't read all of them. Some of them I've read, and the ones that I have read, I read out of order, kind of thing. So I just wanted to own them all in physical so I could read them all. So yeah, really, really liked that one. And then the second book, which I haven't read, is Down London Road. I love the covers to these. I think they're really, really pretty. Then I have Before Jamaica Lane. This is another one that I haven't read yet. Then I actually already own, so I'm not technically hauling this, I'm just showing it. Fall from India Place. This was the first book I read in the series, and I think I would have got a lot more out of it if I had read the series in order with this one, because at first I wasn't keen, but I've reevaluated my position on this one. Then I had the next book, which is Echoes of Scotland Street. This is where I really only had sort of a bound galley, so I wanted to own that one. Really enjoyed this one. And then this is one that I had a galley on my Kindle, and that's Moonlight on Nightingale Way, which is technically the last book in the series, but there is going to be sort of a novella released for Kindle later on this year. So yeah, I was really, really happy to own all of those, and I kind of got good deals on them, so quite happy with that. Then on to some pre-orders. I pre-ordered Until Friday Night by Abby Glines. This is the first book in her Field Party series, which instead of being a new adult series like her Seabreeze and her Rosemary Beach series, this is a young adult series. So I'm quite interested to see how they differ. Oh, my throat's killing me. Bear with. Lovely. Because I really enjoy Abby Glines' Rosemary Beach series. I still need to carry on with her Seabreeze series. I've only read the first book. But yeah, there's that one. Then one that I was so excited for, and then Goodreads said it was out in September, and then Amazon said it was out in October. I couldn't figure out when it was actually due to come out, but I pre-ordered it anyway, and it arrived, and that's The Weight of Feathers by Anna Marie Macklemore. I cannot tell you why, but I am just drawn to this book like crazy. I think it's sort of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but not really. It just sounds sort of magical and sort of a little bit surreal. It's about two families that basically are at war with each other. They don't like each other. They've been rivals and enemies, locked in an escalating feud for more than a generation. Both families make their living as travelling performers in competing shows, the Palomas swimming as mermaid exhibitions, and the Corbus former tightrope walkers performing in the tallest trees they can find. And one day, I think one of the Corbus is drowning, I think, and he saves her. Either way, and then they start a friendship from there. But it's sort of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but I'm just drawn to it and I can't wait to read it. So yeah, there's that one. Then I finally bought The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn Book 1. I've been really sort of, when I was reading Queen of Shadows, I was just like, I'm really into fantasy at the moment, and I really am intrigued by this one because I haven't heard anything bad about it. I hear a lot about Brandon Sanderson, so I thought I would just bite the bullet and purchase book 1. I don't know when I'll read it, but I do want to, and I love this cover. It's gorgeous. I hear a lot about this from Books of Amber, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that. Then I purchased a few books in the supermarket. I bought this one in Asda, and that's Username Evie by Joe Sugg, and I know a lot of YouTubers have had their books published lately, and there's been some controversy about some of them, but I'm intrigued to read this one because it's a graphic novel. and it has its own like little dust jacket there. And I don't know, it just sounds really, really good. It says, like anyone who feels they don't fit in, Evie dreams of a place of safety. When times are tough, all she wants is a chance to escape from reality and be herself. And her father actually sort of creates her a virtual safe haven for her, and then I think something goes drastically wrong. But yeah, I like the sound and the look of this one. And then in Tesco's, I took advantage of their 2 for £7 deal. I purchased Everything by Nicola Yoon. If you watched my August wrap up, you'll have seen that I read this, but I read my NetGalley copy, and I think that the NetGalley copy was sort of a contributing factor as to why I didn't like the book as much as I thought I would, because a lot of the extra stuff in it is missing. Things like, let me just show you, because it's got lots of different drawings and like little, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think, things like this. It's not, you can't format that very well on Galley. So I think that was sort of contributing factor as to why I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. And I did say that I wanted to purchase a physical copy to reread it someday and see if my opinion changed. So yeah. Plus, the cover is one of the most beautiful covers ever, so it doesn't hurt to have it. And then also a book that I've been hearing a lot about is Night Owls by Jean Bennett. So while I could purchase it in with the deal, I wanted to get that. And then I was so pleased when I saw this there, because I saw it and I wanted to pick it up. So when it was, I think it was £7, I couldn't wait to pick it up, and that's A Fishbowl by Bradley Summer. Something about this book is just drawing me right in. It's about, it says here, what the goldfish saw as he fell from the 27th floor. This sounds so unique, so different from anything else I've ever read. I love the cover. I love that when you take the dust jacket off, it's got the little fishbowl there. And I love that like it says, it's about a fish that's falling. I love that this little fish is sort of on the page as he's falling down, so you could use it like a little flip book. How's going to be the best way to... I can't do it from this angle, but like if you did a little flip book, it's like he's falling, but that's obviously in reverse. So yeah, I can't wait to read this. It sounds so wacky, and I hope to pick that one up soon as well. So that's everything for this haul, guys. It's absolutely massive. My throat is killing me. If I've added any of these books to your wish list, or if you've read any of these books already, let me know in the comments down below. I always love to know. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and if you have any recommendations for which ones you think I should read first, also let me know and I will take that on board. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading, guys.